Welcome to the Northern Bridge, where we bring you global stories through an Afro-Canadian lens. I'm your host, and today we're examining a startling government report that has received surprisingly little mainstream media attention. Earlier this year, Policy Horizons Canada, the federal government's own foresight agency, released a report titled Future Lives: Social Mobility in Question that paints a troubling picture of Canada's future. What makes this particularly relevant is how it connects to the economic platforms and promises we're hearing in the current election campaign. As Canadians prepare to vote on April 28th, this report raises profound questions about whether either major party's platform adequately addresses what could be an existential threat to the Canadian dream. The government's alarming forecast. This isn't speculation from critics or partisan think tanks. This is our own government's foresight agency warning that by 2040, upward social mobility in Canada could become almost unheard of. The report envisions a future where pursuing higher education no longer leads to better economic outcomes. Home ownership becomes impossible without family wealth. Inheritance becomes the only reliable path to financial security. AI and automation reduce the value of human labor. People rarely connect across socioeconomic boundaries. Young Canadians face a profound disconnect between their aspirations and reality. In the government's own words, social mobility lies at the heart of the Canadian project. Many people in Canada assume that following the rules and doing the right things will lead to a better life. But this foundational promise is breaking down. What's particularly concerning is that many elements of this scenario are already emerging. Housing costs have roughly doubled in the past decade. Studies show today's young Canadians are already less upwardly mobile than their parents. Wealth inequality is widening. Post-secondary education costs continue to rise while the job market becomes more precarious. AI is rapidly transforming industries and displacing workers. This isn't just about economic frustration. The report warns of potential consequences including mental health crises from frustrated hopes, talent drain as workers leave Canada, rejection of government institutions, scapegoating of immigrants or other groups, potential civil unrest. So how do the major parties' platforms address these looming challenges? Let's analyze the Liberal approach. The Liberals' Canada Strong plan focuses on infrastructure investments, housing development incentives, support for research and innovation, continuation of immigration at high levels. While these policies aim to grow the economy, they largely maintain the status quo system that, according to the government's own report, is already producing declining social mobility. The Liberal approach assumes that continuing current policies with some adjustments will be sufficient. The Conservative approach, the Conservatives' platform for change emphasizes tax cuts for individuals and businesses, reducing immigration levels, streamlining resource development, housing construction through market incentives, reducing government size. The Conservative platform does acknowledge growing economic frustration, but focuses primarily on removing government barriers rather than addressing the structural inequality concerns highlighted in the report. What's striking about both platforms is what they don't substantially address. Intergenerational wealth transfer. Neither platform meaningfully tackles how inheritance and family wealth are becoming the primary determinants of economic success. AI-driven labor transformation. While both mention technology and innovation, neither offers a comprehensive strategy for a future where, as the report warns, the value of human labor has shrunk because of AI. Education to employment disconnect. The report warns that post-secondary education may become a stranded asset as its link to economic opportunity weakens, yet neither platform fundamentally reimagines education. Social fragmentation. The growing division between socioeconomic classes receives little attention in either platform. As you consider your vote on April 28th, it's worth asking which approach might better address this potential future. The liberal vision of incremental change and continued investment in existing systems, or the conservative vision of reduced government, lower taxes, and market driven solutions? Or does Canada need something more transformative that neither party is fully offering? If you have the opportunity to speak with candidates in your riding, consider asking, have you read the Policy Horizons report on declining social mobility? And if so, how does your platform address it? How will your policies ensure that success isn't determined primarily by family wealth? What is your plan for communities and workers as AI continues to transform the labor market? How will you ensure that young Canadians can still believe in the promise of upward mobility? The government's own foresight agency is warning that Canada's fundamental social contract, the belief that hard work and following the rules leads to a better life, is at risk. Yet this profound challenge has received surprisingly little attention in campaign coverage or debates. At the Northern Bridge, we believe in providing the context and analysis that mainstream media often overlooks. The question of whether the Canadian dream will survive for future generations transcends partisan politics and gets to the heart of what kind of country we want to be. I've included a direct link to the full Future Lives Social Mobility in Question report from the official Policy Horizons Canada website in the description below. I strongly encourage you to read it yourself and form your own conclusions about how the different party platforms address these critical issues. This government document deserves more attention than it's received in mainstream election coverage. Thank you for watching. If you found this analysis valuable, please subscribe to our channel, like, and share this video with others. The future of social mobility in Canada affects us all, regardless of our backgrounds or political affiliations. Don't forget to check the description for the direct link to the official government report from Policy Horizons Canada. We believe in providing access to primary sources so you can verify our analysis and dig deeper into these important issues yourself. Until next time, this is the Northern Bridge Global Stories Afro-Canadian Lens.